right? Okay. So the question here is that sometimes teaching English and alphabet recognition, we always pay more emphasis to this. So it turns out to be quite an easy process as compared to mathematics, because it involves a lot of one-on-one correspondence as well as counting. So how will the child do it? Correct? Yeah. This is the question. Yeah. So if I say, now can you see my board here? If I say that 6 months is the right age to introduce the concept of maths, what do I mean by that? Math is not like 1, 2, 3, 4, but in math, there are a lot of different topics that come into play, like spatial awareness, which is number one thing that we should focus on. The other one is hand to eye coordination, which directly or indirectly the child is learning through the toys that we introduce to them. Next is the logical ability. And the last one is number recognition. Along with number recognition, we sometimes, or I would say most of the times, we forget number sense. Okay, so what do all these three things mean in maths? 6-month-old baby who can just sit, properly. Not every 6 month can sit, but depending on that, we give stacking toys. Stack one thing over the other. The child is estimating where to put and how to put. Here again, cupping activities, nestling of toys is again important, because it is giving them that sense that this shape is bigger than the other one and it can fit. Now we can definitely tell the child ki, this is big, it is going to go there. But somehow in my experience of this whole 9 years of me working with my children, I have experienced two things. Okay, with my first kid, I was guiding everything. With my second one, I just let him explore. So his natural ability to sense and the logical awareness that he has at this age is much higher as my daughter when she was 5. And now I can tell you that it may be because I was interfering a lot with my daughter's growth. I was not giving her that space to think. Okay, and someone told me at that time, and I was like, okay, am I right? And it's like, with first time being a parent, you just want to be around the child and help. So just avoid doing that. Yeah. Yes. See, all the second time mommies can just feel that. So over involvement is harmful, so abstain from over involvement. Let the child figure out. I am talking a lot of things which would not be relatable to maths, but it may make sense to you being a motherhood, to being a mother in your motherhood journey. See, when my son comes to me that, Mama, how to fit this puzzle or how to fit this toy, I'm like, okay, I'll give you, come back to me in 5 minutes. Acha, baad mein karenge this and that. By the time I go to him, or I don't even, because, I'm busy with my first one, he figures it out himself. And because of that, I'm not like saying that he's very intelligent, but I'm just telling you that he has that ability and the knack to understand stuffs naturally. He's independently learning, which is good. He's observing every mistakes that he's making. All right. And he is working on that. This is something that if you are a second time mom, please avoid doing all this. Okay. Now coming back to spatial awareness. इसमें मैं आपको एक लाइफ टाइम रियल टाइम एग्जांपल देती हूँ. लाइक व्हेन आई ड्राइव नाउ, एवरी ह्यूमन, if we compare an adult or a toddler or a teenager, our brain is very different. मेरा वायरिंग ऑफ न्यूरॉन्स आपके वायरिंग से बहुत डिफरेंट है. मेरा पॉजिटिव आपका पॉजिटिव नहीं भी हो सकता. यू मे बी गुड एट अदर थिंग्स व्हाइल आई एम गुड एट दिस थिंग, बट I will not be good at everything. Okay, I'll have some weaknesses where I'll be struggling, or some areas in life will be challenging for me. Let me give you that experience. When I drive, my ability to sense that the other car is next to me, how many of you can agree to this? I just can't sense कि वो बाजू वाला कितने दूर है या कितने पास है. Although I'm 34. Yeah, I can see Deepika, right? This is spatial awareness. आपको वो estimation होना चाहिए कि वो चीज आपसे कितने दूर या आपके कितने पास है. ये सब बच्चे जो crawl करते हैं and then they're playing in the room, you know, when they are infants or toddlers, this is what we have to focus on. Let them explore. First time kids are slow to walk because we just hold them all the time, giving personal, you know, mummy feeling, ठीक है. Second वाला floor पे ही रहता है, तो क्या होता है, उसका strength of muscles, he's just, you know, shaking hand and, you know, doing some exercises, hitting this that etc. उसका वो muscle strong हो रहा है, जिसके कारण second वाला और it doesn't mean कि always second, it just depends आप उसकी upbringing कैसे कर रहे हो, ठीक है. So because of that strength in his muscles, this child will be able to, he's going to walk early as compared to a child who's always in a godi. You getting my point? In the similar way, when it comes to learning, we now we know what are the things we need to do, what are the things we need to provide for, but we can't think on behalf of our kids. Never do that, because if we think and tell them isko aise dal do, he will never ever learn it. We learn only when we step out of the house, right? When we are in a boarding school, this and that, because सारी responsibility हमारे ऊपर आती है. उसके पहले parents जितना भी बोलते हैं ना, if everyone is comfortable in English, Hindi, okay, fine. So it's the same thing here. So spatial awareness is something. Hand to eye coordination is, we all know what is hand to eye coordination, you know, putting things, or if the child is 3 years or 4 years, you know, playing badminton or tennis, everything. Here again, you will see that few kids are brilliant at hitting the tennis ball, whereas some children, they're not able to figure or sense the speed when it will hit the ground and when it will hit the racket. Whereas for other set of kids, naturally they are good at it. Okay, now you'll ask me, okay, some are naturally good at it, some are not. So what's the role of us being the parents, right? It's simple. If you see that मेरा बच्चा इस particular चीज में weak है, आप उस चीज को और कराइए. Don't refrain saying मेरा बच्चा weak है, it is not his cup of tea. Till the age of, I feel, 6 years, आप सब चीज expose कराओ, because you never know. You never know, you know, it will turn in the favor of your child. So that's spatial awareness. Then it's hand to eye coordination. Logical is the same thing, like play with Legos, solve a lot of puzzles. Again, here, not every 6-month-old baby or 1-year-old baby or 2 years-old baby will like playing with Lego or solve puzzles. My kids, they used to hate. They never solved any puzzles, you know, and I was like, okay, everyone around me, they were like, intelligent hote bache, logical development hota hai, this and that. And every time I used to feel, okay, it's not happening. So it is just not one activity that is going to help increase your child's logical ability. There are a lot of other things also. Logical ability can be anything. Is there any other question here? Do you want to know what exactly? Because if you continuously ask a doubt, then it's going to be yes.
So I wanted to know कि जैसे अब मेरा बेटा 2 साल का है, फिर कोई 3 साल का होगा, किसी का 5-6 साल. So ये जो सारे अपने steps हैं, the spatial awareness, hand to eye coordination, logical, number recognition, number sense, ये तो हर age का different activity होती होगी.
Yes.
हर age के लिए. So
Definitely.
So do you have any ऐसा list on your Instagram या कहीं जहाँ पे we can, you know, refer
to the, unfortunately, no, I have not. What I used to do, I'll just tell you. I used to go on Pinterest, which I've already shared with you, Supriya, right? I used to go on Pinterest, and Pinterest में मैं लिख देती थी hand to eye activities for, say, a 8-month-old baby, and then you will find a lot of activities, blog post, है ना? Similarly, spatial awareness की activity or pincer grip की activities, and then you will find different activities that's easy, you know, it's a DIY. You can use anything from your house and you can give it to your child. If you remember from my post, you've seen a Bonvita ka dabba.
Yes,
How many
yes,
of you?
with the straw.
Bonvita, yeah. And Bonvita के डब्बे में मैंने holes कर दिया था. This was something that even my daughter did. And वही चीज को मैंने रखा था, and my son was doing. He was working on his pincer and palmer grip. उसके अंदर डालता था. That is something that he likes to, you know, he used to like doing. But not every child will be attracted to it. So you have to sense what your child's interest is, and I just accept someone, and you can just go on the similar lines. Okay, this is something that my child likes doing. If you follow Asma's page, I'm sure a lot of you have seen My Creative Cubs page. So her child, like from the time I can remember, the child was just 2 and he was able to solve puzzles of, 10-piece puzzle, 12, 24 pieces puzzle, which I feel is impossible for a 2-year-old to do. But again, that's something that the child was good at. And it's again a sign for us to know that the child's IQ is above the average peer's IQ. So along with all these activities that you're doing, parents, I also want you to pay deep emphasis to, taking cues from your child. My child may be good at drawing. Someone may be good at recognition, remembering things, and you will find these are the positives of my child. आप उसके ऊपर और काम करो. Okay. Decline. Just a second. So the next topic here was logical awareness. As I said, that it comes with a lot of things like putting the right dhakkan in the correct lid. There's a box and you have to just put the right dhakkan in it. That's again logical ability. Estimation. So if you open an Olympiad workbook of say grade 1 reasoning, अगर आप उसको खोल लोगे, उसमें जितने भी topics हैं, I am talking quite technical here, but when I'll be completing my sentence, then you'll be like, oh, it's so simple. So if you open it, you will see all different categories there, like ranking test and then estimation, weight, measurements, etc. Pattern also. Pattern is so important. And pattern is something that kids can do from 18 months plus. They definitely pick it up. You can have cubes of different colors. You give them one pattern, ask them to just copy it. So red, blue. It can be 1, 2, 1, 2. It can be, A, B, B, sorry, A, B, C, all these patterns. So how to go about it? आपने सपोज पैटर्न का टॉपिक अपने 18 मंथ ओल्ड बेबी को लिया, बताया. आपने एक बार एक्सपेरिमेंट करने के लिए, you have a 9 month old baby also with you and you just gave him that, and if you see he's copying, if you see that he copies, he's reciprocating, again, oh wow, means there is something to catch there. All right, कि इस बंदे में कुछ तो है, and then you can work on it. So as parents, we will never be like, oh, my child knows everything, right? Because there are two types of parents, right? Sometimes you'll always crib, even if your child is very good at it, you will be like, you'll be ignoring the positives and you'll be just working on the weaknesses. So just take this cue that if a 9-month-old baby is able to do it, it means uska logical ability bahut acha hai. Simultaneously try to do other things also. So I think the pattern and playing with Legos and block following color scheme makes sense to you, right? So this is again a topic in Olympiad, but this is something that you can just teach your child. Sometimes the vocabulary is so important when it comes to math. You will ask me how. I'm just going to erase the other ones. Before, after, between, next. Okay. If the child knows the meaning of before, after, and when you're teaching number sense to your child, it's going to be so easy. But suppose if we don't speak English, and this is something that I felt when my son was 4 years of age, and we were just doing math, usko nahi pata tha before kya hai, after kya hai, and he was not able to just, pick it up. So if it's an English speaking environment, these things are very, very easy. Before, after, between. So if we have 1, 2, 3, what is before, what is after? Okay. The next thing is ordinal numbers and cardinal numbers. Now I'm just coming to the last topic that I just showed was number recognition. And as the concern raised by Supriya was how to teach number recognition. So here I'm going to guide you that what should be your perspective. Just like how you teach, this is A, you should teach this is 1, this is 2. So the child should know the names of the number. Okay, number names. That if he looks at A, how is your child saying it's A? Because sometimes not everyone teaches phonics, but we also teach कि हाँ मेरे बच्चे को upper case और lower case के सारे alphabets के नाम पता है. It's recognition. And I've come across a lot of kids who they know A to B uppercase, A to Z uppercase and lowercase, the names by the age of 2. And I'm like, wow, how did you do that? In the same way, if you just teach them this is 1, 2, 3, 4, so the child knows this is 1, 2, 3, 4. So teach till 1 से 10. Iske upar mat jana. All right. But again, what does 1, 2, 3, 4 mean? The child doesn't know what is 1, what is 2, what is 3, what is 4. So then we have to teach them one-to-one correspondence. Okay, you keep a lot of things in front of you. You have a flashcard like this. Okay, like this is 16. Just take, like, to begin with, I will always take 2 numbers, 1 and 2. I will not keep all the 10 numbers together. 1 and 2, and then we will count. This is 1, this is 2. Here the dots represent any toy or any tool that you have with you. Mind it, if you are working with younger children, you know, say 1 plus, 2 plus, you have to be mindful about the tool that you use because they can swallow. So use bigger things, a big ball, 1 ball, you know, 2 balls. Okay, and then you have to just do counting with the child. Just count 1, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, counting they should know that 4 ka matlab, okay, this is 4. Now pick up the card. So for instance, this is something that I have with me. Can you see this? These are DNS blocks. Okay, it's very important mathematics tool. And that's the rods, and this is the 1 ka cubes. Okay, if you can see Avni wala screen. Here you go. Just a second. Just pin Avni. Okay. So now can you see these tools that I'm showing here? So these are the cubes. So in place of these cubes, you can use any toy that you have in front of you and just place it on the floor. Okay. So we'll just tell the child that, okay, we have to count this number. 1.
Avni, can you please show the, I don't know, I can't see your screen. Only the whiteboard is flashing somehow.
Okay, I am just going to stop. I am not sharing the screen. Now can you see Avni?
Yeah, now I can. Yeah,
Yeah.
okay, got it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cuisinart
So
rods,
now-
right?
Yeah, Cuisinart rods. It's also known as, no, this is not Cuisinart rods. It's DNS blocks. It's
DNS
known as base 10 blocks. So this is DIENES, DNS blocks. It's known, it has multiple names. You can say differential base 10 blocks, or you can say DNS blocks. Okay. And Cuisinart rods are different tool. Okay. So
But
this
I-
is,
Sorry to interrupt, but Cuisinart rods are also similar in terms of functionality, no? The ones and
Yes.
twos.
Yes, but it's restricted. By that I mean that with Cuisinart rods, you can definitely work till, you know, number bonds, you know, how to create 10s and 1s and 7, because all
Yeah.
those colors are coded, you know, like green is 4, yellow is, say, just assume yellow is 5, like that. But if
Yeah.
you want to make 1250, then you
Okay.
cannot make with Cuisinart rods.
Yeah, we can only work up to hundreds.
Yeah, depends how many digits, like how many blocks in Cuisinart rods you have. You getting my point here, Shruti?
Okay, yeah. No, what I usually do is after smaller number with my elder one, after smaller numbers, I wean her off the rods. Like now you know the
So she's just going to take the 10 ones, right? The orange color, if that's number 10,
yeah,
or
yeah,
whichever.
they have a hundreds block also, I believe. They have a hundreds block as well.
Okay, so for me, I just have till 10s.
Okay, no,
And
they're
100, So, yeah, and the 100 blocks I have in these DNS blocks. So it comes in ones, then we have tens, and then we have 100 ka grid, and then we have 1,000 ka grid.
Oh, that
So
comes in yeah, the grid, the green color grid.
So I think you're getting confused with the name, maybe. I want to show that to you. I'll just get that from a different.
I'll just fetch it and I'll share you. Sorry, I didn't switch
Yeah.
on my screen. In a couple of minutes, I'll do that. Yeah.
Sure. So now getting back to the point, like how are we going to teach number recognition? So we have 4 toys here. We will ask the child to count 1, 2, 3, 4, and we will place just those digits that that's introduced to the kids. Say 1, 2, 3, 4. We will place all those flashcards in front of him, and we will say, okay, you counted, this is 4. Now pick up 4 flashcard. That is how you are going to reinforce the concept of numbers. Recognition part is very difficult because we are working with younger set of kids. So maybe they will just pick up 5 numbers in 6 months or 8 months or 1 year. Then you will ask me, what's the need to do it so early? When my child can pick it up quickly when he's 4, why do we want to do it with my 1-year-old, 2-year-old? Like, it's very simple. You are working with those brain neurons. You're trying to activate the connection so that when he actually reaches 4, he's going to perform like a 6-year-old. Okay. All these things help. It may be that the child is slow initially, but it just helps in building up the concept. So this was the basic of number, like number recognition. So whenever you're doing, say, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, this is how you have to help your child. Count, pick the number. Count, pick the number. Something that we face difficulty at is my child gets bored. He's going to throw the things. He's not responding. How to do that? How many of you face difficulty of, what am I just talking about? How many of you feel that, your child is not picking up, he's just throwing things. He's not even listening. What shall I do? Yeah. So if I talk about 365 days, even if you do it for 30 days, it has deep significance in that. It is impossible for us to be that regular that, we're doing it daily. But if you do it once a week also, it helps. And the more you do, it's just better in reinforcement. Some kids are really great. They just pick it up. Aapne ek baar bata diya, unko hamesha yaad rahega. But there are other children also. So we are focusing on the average minds here. After recognition, the most important thing and my favorite is subitization. Subitization ka matlab hai, if you have seen dice, and if you have seen the orientation of numbers there, right? 1 is like this, 2 is like this, then we have 3 like this, 4 is like this, 5 and 6. So it's all arrangements. So what I did, I told my son, this is 1, this is 2, this is 3, this is 4, this is 5, this is 6. So here we used to count 1, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So now you can see that, right? We are doing 1-to-1 correspondence along with the flashcards. Say how 1 looks like and how we are matching it with these arrangement of dots. Now, the next thing that I want to show here is, you will definitely have that question that, why? What's the need to teach it this way? What's the need to teach the child this way? This is also 5 and this is also 5. I've learned it all from the most favorite maths teacher I met on Instagram. The company was known as Art Maths. Now it's nowhere valid. Now the founder has started something else, that's Mathematics for All. And the name of the professor, the sir here is Sanjay Raghav. He's brilliant. And if you want to ask me that in India, which maths program I can blindly vouch for, it's going to be by Sanjay sir. Because these concepts, it's through research, it has been proven that math lovers are built through this way. If they follow these steps of, knowing and visually, they see maths through it. So this is also 5 and this is also 5. 3 and 2 is 5, and the arrangement of 4 dots on the corner and the center one is a 5. Ye memory say the child will learn it. But then if you give the same thing to a child who knows this, he will not be able to tell you that this is 5. He will count and tell. Then comes the concept of number bonds, that 3 and 2 is 5. But the more you practice, your child will get it. But the practice means that it has to be at least 1 to 1.5 years of practice. If you're working with a child who is in the age group of 4 to 5, as soon as he finishes, he's 6 years of age, they perceive it quickly. If I give you this mathematical equation, a child who is very much familiar of the number bonds, he's not going to count it in his mind. 6 is a bigger number, and then we'll take 2 fingers out, 7, 8. He knows that 6 and 2 is 8. He knows that 3 and 2 is 5. But again, it has to be done a lot of times. Only then this concept and this speed in mathematics will come. I'll give you another number here. Okay? This is quite an interesting thing. How will a child count this number? He's going to make patterns, okay? He can see this is a 4 and this is a 5. And through the concept of tens frame, he has been taught that if all the grids are filled on the top, it is a 5. And if all the grids are filled in the bottom, it's a 10. If 1 is empty, then it is 9. So which number comes before 10? It is 9. So here he knows that 5 and 4 is a 9. So he made a pattern of 5 here and 4, and he's going to instantly tell you this is 9. We have not yet reached this stage, but over practice, my 5.5 will soon be able to tell me that this is 9. And then it happens so quickly in the brain that wo bina aapse bhi fast kar lega. He can himself, he doesn't need to draw it. Mentally, he will draw ki acha yahan 5 dikh raha hai, yahan par 4 dikh raha hai, 5 and 4 is 9. Okay, so this is all about subitization. Number bonds aapko maine nahi bataya. Number bonds is 5. So 5 can be made in so many ways, right? 0 and 5, 1 and 4, 2 and 3, 3 and 2, and 4 and 1, and 5 and 0. So the child should also know that 5 and 0 or 0 or 5, however you arrange, it is same. It is again a mathematical concept कि आप इसको पहले लिखो या इसको बाद में लिखो, answer same होता है. So while you are practicing, they will get it. And pay more emphasis on the, yes, pay more emphasis on the symbols, that your child should know this is plus, this is minus, this is division. Operations भी उनको पता होना चाहिए, equation लिखने उनको आना चाहिए. But these are the things that you will start when your child is 5. उसके पहले just use it as, जैसे A for apple है, वैसे this is plus, this is minus, and this is equals to. They should know the names of all these things. So I just gave you one example of number bonds. Number bonds should be mastered till 10. All the numbers from 1, say 10. You should make sure that the child knows how to build numbers. So if it is 8, it can be 2 and 6, 5 and 3, 7 and 1, and there's so many ways to make 8. And it has been very helpful because right now, if I talk about my 9-year-old, she has learned maths this day. Learning is the wrong word. She's understood maths this way. And it is very easy. Math is something that she loves rather than, getting a phobia or a fear out of it. Math phobia arises when you don't understand things. When you stop understanding things and you start memorizing, that's when, the fear of math comes. Now, I think we are getting short of time. I will share another meeting ID. Please write it down and you can log in again. Take a screenshot, 301-605-9136, and the password is 12345. So as soon as this meeting ends, we will join from the next meeting, or if there is any other technical issues, I'll be directly sending the link to you on your Insta message. All right.
Can
So
you share your ID and password? I missed it.
I have just written it on the blackboard, whiteboard.
Okay.
This is
Okay.
Yeah, just take a screenshot.
Yeah, I'll do that.
So
Got it.
there are multiple ways to introduce number bonds. 10 frame is something that we can work on with, or we can work on with Cuisenaire rod. So when you log in, now after this session ends, I will show you all these tools. I just forgot to get that for this session, but in the next one, I'm just going to get it for you. So now you say that the child knows how to make numbers till 10. Okay, we are just talking about addition. We have not discussed anything about subtraction. And I want to talk about subtraction, multiplication, and division also. Meanwhile, you have to teach ascending order to your kids. Arranging the numbers in ascending order, descending order, what comes before, after, counting from 2, counting from 5 till 10. These are the things that you have to simultaneously work with your child. So if this is 2 and 4, which number comes here? And I bet your child will face difficulty in this in the initial years of, when you have introduced number recognition to your child. You will be like, whatever I do, my child is not able to get the right answer. Or if I have these 7, 10, and 11, ask your child to arrange it in descending order. It's impossible. The child has no knowledge of number sense, so he doesn't know कि 7 बड़ा है, कि 11 बड़ा है, कि 5 बड़ा है. इसलिए in maths, it's important that you do things systematically. Once you introduce number recognition, कि इसको 5 बोलते, इसको 7 बोलते, then you have to work on one-on-one correspondence, that what exactly 5 is. 5 का मतलब 5 items, 7 का मतलब 7 items. Post that, it takes at least 2 years इनकी mastery पे. अगर आप 4 से 6 years तक काम करें, इसी में time लगता है. Maths is very slow, but एकदम से it's going to shoot up in higher grades, 4th, 5th, because anything that you teach, be it subtraction, fractions, LCM, factors and multiples, ये सब चीज helpful होगा. Decimals. Okay. So what I want to do here is we will log out and we will join in 5 minutes. So I'll see you in 5 minutes. Okay.